Hi friends and students, how are you? I hope that you will find there. In the series of the same sequence, today we will start the chapter 2 Lost Spring, and it is a part 1. And as you know that we have the three series in the last video, and it is my fourth video, and I hope that you will like it. Okay, let's start. As you know that in this story, the writer described the pitiable condition of the poor children who have to live in the slums and work hard in a very dirty conditions. They are never sent to the school because their parents are too poor to pay the fees. And in order to describe their lot, the writer first take up the case of the poor rag pickers who have settled in the Simapuri, and then the writers takes up the case of the Bengal makers in the second part, which is the story of Afrozabad. And now we will discuss the first part that happened in the Simapuri, which is in the east part of the Delhi. And I hope that you will like it. And let's start. We will discuss it with the main points. Okay, what is written on the board? The first point is the writer sees a boy named Sahib every morning. The boy looks for some coins or other things in the garbage heaps. As you know that it is the story of the Simapuri where about 10,000 families lives in a slum, and they live in a very pathetic conditions. Okay, and they have no proper amenities to live there. That's why the writer discuss about here the Sahib, which is the main character of the story. As you know that the lost spring mean to say the lose of the childhood. Here, this story based on the child labor, and they migrated from Bangladesh, and they migrated here due to their field swept away by the storm and by the natural calamities, and they have nothing to eat. Point number second, the writer talks to the boy. The boy here is a Sahib. Writer comes to know that they have migrated from Bangladesh. As I told you that they migrated here in Simapuri due to the due to due to that their field had swept away by the storm, and that's why they have nothing to eat. That's why they settled here in the Simapuri. Start. As per the point number 1 and 2, one more time I am telling you, the writer has a meeting with the Sahib in the Simapuri, and the boy looks for the some coins or the other things in the garbage heaps. Here, all the peoples who are living here, that is the family of the rag pickers. The writer talks to the boy. The writer comes to know that their families migrated from the Bangladesh, and for what purpose they settled here, I told you earlier that due to their fields have swept away by the storms. That's why they settled here in the Simapuri, and they had nothing to eat there. That's why they settled here. As per point number third, the writer tells him to go to the schools. The writer asks the Sahib ki, would you like to go to the school? So then the Sahib replied that he has no school in his neighborhood. Writer said half jokingly, if I start a school for you, would you like to join the school? Sahib replied to join the school. After some times, when Sahib asks her about the school, whether her school has started or not, the writer feels awkward and answerless because half jokingly she just made a promise that she would start a school, but such type of excuses, are found in the world, and such type of the promise, you know never never keeps. As per point number 4, there are a number of rag pickers are living in a Simapuri, and their main occupations just are rag pickings. Now the writer begin to recognize each of them, the rag pickers. They all were barefoots. When the writer asked them why they remain barefoot, so one of them replied that it is their tradition to remain barefoot. But really, they are making excuse to conceal their poverty. Conceal means here to hide their poverty. कहने का मतलब है, जब राइटर उनसे पूछती है कि तुम नंगे पैर क्यों रहते हो, तो वो कहते हैं कि ये उनकी परंपरा है. वास्तव में वे लोग अपनी गरीबी को छुपाने के लिए उन्होंने इस तरह का बहाना बनाया कि दैट इट इज देयर सिविलाइजेशन टू लिव, टू रिमेन barefoot, to hide from their, that mean to say they are hiding their poverty. As per point number 5, the writer finds that all rag pickers live in the Simapuri. She finds that they came from Bangladesh in 1971. Just point to be noted, they settled here in 1971, migrated from the Bangladesh, and they settled here in search of the food, because they don't have the food. Yeah, they don't have the earnings to earn. That's why they settled here, and their main occupation is rag picking. They are about 10,000 in number. They live in a structure of mud with roofs of tin and tarpaulin, living here without facility of sewage, drainage, or running water. Mean to say, they don't have the proper facility to live here. They have only the ration cards, they have only the identity cards by which they can buy the fruit from the ration shops, and they are just living in the substandards way. Mean to say, they don't have the proper facility. Mean to say, their life is just like the hell here. They don't have the permanent source of the earning, and they are just spending their life in a very pathetic conditions. As per paragraph in paragraph number 4, I told that now the writers begin to recognize each of the rag pickers, and main thing is that they all were in the barefoot. Writer asked them why they remain barefoot. One of them replied that it is their tradition to remain barefoot. Sometimes it is the questions in the board, so many times it is asked why, what is the excuse the rag pickers made when it is talk about their barefoots. First question. Second question, mostly it is put up in the board examinations, that what is the real meaning of the Sahib, which complete name is Sahib Alam. As per the writer told the meaning of his name that it is the universe, it is the master of universe, and this meaning is not suits his name, because one side he is poor and other side he is the master of the universe. That's why it is ironically the meaning of his name. And right now we have discussed from point of first to fifth. Yes, start. Right now we have discussed the point from point first to fifth, and I hope that all the points are clear for you. As per point number 6, Sahib tells that sometimes he finds a rupee or 10 rupee note in the garbage. When the writer just ask the Sahib ki what he got in the heap of the garbage, so he replied that कि sometimes he finds a rupee or 10 rupees not in the garbage. Sometimes the any valuable things they can find in the garbage, and which is the means of survival for their living. For children, garbage becomes something wrapped in a wonder, and for elders, it is a means of survival. There are so many times this question put up in the board examinations that the garbage for children is wrapped something in a wonder, and for elders it is means of survival. Explain. So many times this question put up in the board examination. The answer is there. For children it is something wrapped in a wonder, or for elders it is the means of survival. Mean to say, these elders, after collecting these garbage, they sold in the market, and by which they get the money, and with this money, this money helps in their survival. Mean to say, they spent this money to run their families. So you just put up your notice in the questions what I am just telling you, which is the important, and which are the important for the board examination there. One winter, as per point number 7, one winter morning, writer sees Sahib watching a game of tennis and he loves it. So when the Sahib asks him why he is standing here, so Sahib told that he loves the tennis game, but this game is out of his reach. Still, he waits this game and like to play this game. It is a matter of the winter morning. He is wearing the tennis shoes discarded by a rich boy and given to him. The main thing is there is the hole in the shoes and they are the unmatchable. So when the writer asked him why he wear the old shoes, so he told the things that it doesn't he doesn't bother whether he is having the old shoes or new shoes, but right now he just use it to cover his feet in the winter. He does not mind these shoes, but this game is out of his reach. As per point number 8, now the Sahib starts working at a tea stalls. So when writer notice his face, so there is no carefree looking on his face. He is worried some, he is sad, and he is full of depressed. So many times the question asked, I will tell you later in this point number 8. Sahib starts working at a tea stall. He is paid 800 rupees and given all the meals. All the meals mean to say the morning and lunch and the dinner he get here freely. Apart from this 800 amounts, he is not free now. He is no longer his own master. So many times a question asked in the board examinations why the Sahib is no longer his own master. Explain. Because the answer is he starts working at a tea stall and he is paid 800 rupees and given all the meals, and he is not free now. When the writer looks at the Sahib, so he is just carrying a canister of the milk, which is feeling more heavily compared than the plastic bags which he carry on his back. The meaning is clear. Now he is under someone. That's why he is not free. I hope that you will like my video. You like it and subscribe it so that in the next series I will bring you a new video with you. Thank you very much watching my video with you.